Salutations! Today, we will be going over why people hate Mary Jane. And before you come in the comments talking about, oh, I don't hate Mary Jane. Nigga, it's not about you then. So, Mary Jane is one of Spider-Man's most important side characters and his most popular love interest. But it seems the public's opinion of her has diminished throughout the years. In this video, I will be going over why I think this is based on her most popular adaptations, because let's face it, most people who hate this character haven't read her peak in the comics. And honestly, I don't blame them, seeing as she hasn't been peaked for a very long time. But I believe Mary Jane, when written correctly, is Spider-Man's best love interest, and that the reason she is disliked is because of these other versions of the character who don't fully understand what she's supposed to be. So what is she supposed to be? In the comics, Mary Jane was introduced as the snarky party girl next door who didn't seem to care about anything but having fun. But after the death of Gwen Stacy, she mellowed out into someone who was very understanding, thoughtful, and kind. Her understanding in particular is what I think makes her Peter's perfect match. Of course she gets upset with the fact that he has to go out and be Spider-Man, but she understands why he has to do it like no one else, and is always there for him through his toughest times. That sounds pretty good, right? Why would anybody not like that? And then came the Raimi trilogy. Now, I love the Raimi trilogy as much as the next Spider-Man fan. Spider-Man 2 is still my favorite Spider-Man film, but one of the things I think they missed the mark on was Mary Jane's character. Which is sad because when most people think of Mary Jane, this is the version that they think of. The first, theatrical movie. It's a big deal. Now, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what's wrong with this version of Mary Jane. She's selfish, she cheats on literally every love interest she has in all of the movies. She doesn't even seem to care about Peter or anybody else's problems at all. That understanding and caring demeanor from the comics is completely gone and replaced with the character that's main purpose is to be a problem in Peter Parker's personal life. This is exactly what I think writers get wrong about her character. She is not meant to be a problem for Peter Parker. She's supposed to be the opposite. She's supposed to be his rock. One of the only good things he has in his life outside of the mask. That's why she's so important. That's why in good Spider-Man media, we actually care about her character, because she's a positive impact on Peter/Spider-Man's life, and we want them to be together. But in the Raimi movies, by the time it gets to Spider-Man 2, I don't even care about the relationship because she's cheated on Peter Parker with Spider-Man. How do you even do that? This is an instance of them taking the whole party girl thing too far and pretty much turning her into a harlot. By the way, before you type it, I swear I'm not misogynistic. That was like, But anyways, bottom line, you gotta make the love interest likable, okay? And it just seemed like they did everything they possibly could to make it like, oh, I don't like Mary Jane in the movies. And I just don't know why. Does Sam Raimi just not like MJ or something? Because why did he write her like that? I just don't get it. And honestly, from Peter's perspective, I don't understand why he keeps going for her. It comes to a point where we only want him to be with Mary Jane because he wants to be with Mary Jane. And that's why everybody's talking about, oh, why didn't Peter just get with Gwen Stacy? And it's literally just because they made her so unlikable to the point where, one girl that has 3 scenes in these, trilogy of movies is more likable than her, and she's the main love interest. How did you do that? They made a movie original character, Ursula, out of nowhere, and she's just a way better love interest than Mary Jane in all 3 movies. Why? This random girl out of nowhere, you just make her better than MJ. For what, bro? And she doesn't get any consequences for anything in any of these Raimi movies, bro. She doesn't, bro, Peter will not go to her, movie theater thing, her acting thing, and it'll be a big deal. The movie will make such a big deal out of it. And then Mary Jane will literally walk out on somebody in the middle of a wedding, bro. You're about to get married, she just leaves. And she gets a happy ending. How does that make any sense? But I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I'm not going to keep complaining about her. I do know some people do support Raimi Mary Jane for some reason. So I will go on to the next subject, which is Spider-Man PS4 Mary Jane. Spider-Man PS4, which is another very popular adaptation where Mary Jane is somewhat selfish and lacks understanding, literally breaking up with Peter because he doesn't want her going into bases with people with guns, and I don't even have to explain that one either. I understand they were trying to make it seem like Peter was being overprotective, but they really should have thought of a better example than that. And the game really tries its hardest to make it seem like Mary Jane is in the right in this situation, and it's bro, you could die. She's way better in Spider-Man 2 though. But do you see what I mean? Making her into a borderline villain in his personal life just for relationship drama is not just the downfall of her character, but in some instances, the downfall of the perception of Spider-Man stories as a whole. Like I said, Peter needs Mary Jane, but as we've seen in recent years, taking her away and making her super annoying just leads to Peter Parker and Spider-Man's life seeming even more miserable, which I'm pretty sure people are getting tired of. I know their relationship can't just be, happy-go-lucky, woo, no problems, but there needs to be a balance. And I know they can write her well if they wanted to, because they've done it so many times. They've done it before. Spectacular Spider-Man MJ, who was probably going to be the greatest MJ of all time if the show didn't get canceled. MJ from the MCU, which, it's Michelle Jones, but the 90s animated series. The era in the mainline comics when she was good. She had a bunch of good adaptations. Even though some of them are not comic accurate, at least she doesn't fall into some of the trappings. Oh my god, this script is fire. At least she doesn't fall into some of the trappings of the modern MJ, Raimi MJ, or PS4 MJ, which sucks because she does have a lot of good adaptations where they get their her kindness right, her understanding right. But because she's so annoying in these very important adaptations, the Raimi movies being, the first live-action Spider-Man movies, the PlayStation game being one of the most popular Spider-Man video games ever and one of the greatest Spider-Man video games ever, even the mainline modern-day comics get Mary Jane wrong. Honestly, when it comes to the mainline comics, I shouldn't even be surprised, but you get what I'm trying to say. She has a lot of good adaptations, but some of her most popular ones are really bad, which is why people hate her. This is why people put all Spider-Man's other love interests over her. And people have the audacity to be like, oh, why do people like Gwen Stacy more than Mary Jane? That just makes no sense. Gwen Stacy didn't even like Spider-Man in the original comics. It's because of stuff like that. Like, they don't do that to Gwen Stacy. They give Gwen Stacy like Emma Stone. They give Gwen Stacy Spectacular Spider-Man. I would say Spider-Gwen, but I see her as a different character. I feel like it's kind of weird if you don't. They put Black Cat over her because Black Cat is hot, really. They don't know nothing about Black Cat, but they would just be saying, oh, Black Cat's so hot, she's way better than Mary Jane. And yeah, I think Black Cat is a very good character, and I like her relationship with Peter, but I have a hunch that that's not why they think she's better. And that's her most popular adaptations. That's why people like her more. Like, bro, yesterday on TikTok, I'm seeing somebody say, oh, Cindy Moon is a better girlfriend to Spider-Man than Mary Jane. He met her in a bunker and just smashed her for no reason. And they're putting that relationship over the GOAT, Mary Jane, bro. These people don't even know because they're stuck with Raimi, because they're stuck with PS4, because they're stuck with the mainline comics after Brand New Day or One More Day, like, it's just messed up and it's sad. It's sad to see, but that's just how it is. All right, I've said my piece. I'm done talking. You want to talk to me? Follow me on MySpace. Sayonara.